Lexington police are on the lookout this morning for a stabbing suspect from overnight, and we'll have the details next on WKYT This Morning.
And WKYT speaks to a man shot inside his Lexington home over the weekend. We'll have the details of the violent crime.
And we're learning some new details about a man who police say is involved and connected to a Lexington murder.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. It's the last Monday of 2014, and we welcome you in. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. That's something to be said, isn't it?
Right. Just the year just about done. I want to update you on weather this morning. It is an important week. A lot of people with plans in the days ahead. For the latest on weather, meteorologist Jim Caldwell in for Micah.
And good morning to you guys. Quite chilly out there for you, especially if you're in central Kentucky. But notice how much warmer it is down to our south and east. You're running into the mid and upper 30s to around 40 degrees. That's where they're getting it on a little bit of shower activity. We're at 29, though, in Lexington, so you'll have to get out there and do a little extra scraping on the old windshield out there this morning. We look at Defender, and you see the best concentration of moisture showing up, and this will be the spot that sees most of it through the day today. Now, some of it might go a little farther toward the north as we progress into the afternoon and evening hours, but generally just some chilly showers sweeping through the area. And the focus of our forecast here, especially over the next few days, we are trending much colder as we head into the first few days of 2015. I'll have the latest track on all of it coming up for you here in just a few minutes.
All right, Jim, thank you, and we'll see you then. And we have the latest news for you now.
Yes, new this morning, we're getting some new details about a late-night stabbing in Lexington.
And police are still on the hunt for the suspect right now. It happened after 10 o'clock Sunday night on Martha Court. Lexington police say 3 people were inside an apartment having an argument. They then say the suspect stabbed the other 2 people before running away. Police are still looking for the suspect this morning. Investigators describing him as a white man standing about 5'9" with a mustache, last seen wearing blue jeans and a black jacket. A man shot inside his Lexington home spoke to WKYT News about what happened. That man says he was at his home on Roosevelt Drive when someone shot him in his arm. Crews rushed him to UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. WKYT's Sam Smith talked to the victim, who described what happened during those scary moments.
While this shooting is under investigation, the man that lives here on Roosevelt Drive is healing. Saturday night, he says someone knocked on his door.
He said, "Give me all your money, give me everything you got," and then he started shooting me.
The shooting victim did not want to be identified. He tells me a bullet grazed him above the hip. Another bullet hit him in the arm. He says that bullet is still there.
It's still in my arm. They're talking about it. That I need to go get it surgically removed.
How much pain are you in?
I'm about 9.
On top of that, his home was ransacked, and he doesn't know if anything other than his cell phone was taken. After the victim was shot, he hopped a fence trying to get away and made it to Lindbergh Drive. He was taken to the hospital from there.
I fell out over.
He says while he was in the hospital, his car was damaged. He says he knows where his attackers live, but not their names.
Well, I'm not going to stay here. I'm not safe here.
He's thankful his family was not home at the time and they weren't in any danger.
This ain't no threat. But if anybody ever comes and hurts my family, it's going to be a bad day.
In Lexington, Sam Smith, WKYT.
And police have only a limited description of the attackers in that situation. State police say an argument between neighbors turned deadly over the weekend in Russell County. Troopers say Jason Willis and his neighbor Trevor Robertson were arguing near a home on Highway 92. Police say Robertson then went to his home and grabbed a shotgun and shot Wills. He is charged with murder and is in the Russell County Detention Center. A date for his arraignment has not yet been set.
London police issued a golden alert for a man last seen in London. They say Kenneth Green called family from a Speedway gas station yesterday evening, saying he was almost out of gas. That was the last time the family heard from him. They think Green spent the night in the car in the parking lot of the gas station, then took off. Police say he suffers from schizophrenia, is bipolar, and has violent tendencies. Officers tell us Green is driving a white 1999 Oldsmobile with a Tennessee license plate. Well, the Fayette County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help tracking down a wanted man. Deputies tried to serve an EPO to Jamal Carey Robinson yesterday afternoon. Robinson tried to hit one of the deputies with his car. He was driving a 2014 dark blue Chevrolet Camaro with Indiana license plate 368 BPD. Robinson is described as 5'8", weighing about 160 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes.
We're learning more about a man charged in the shooting death of a Lexington man. We now know that Iron Smith, who was charged in connection with the murder of 31-year-old Walter Durrell Gray last month, has been charged with promoting contraband in jail. Police tell us that Smith was charged with cocaine possession and promoting contraband at the Fayette County Detention Center. He also has 10 other charges. A woman arrested in connection with a deadly home invasion in Harrison County is set to be back in court this afternoon. Raven Edwards was arrested on robbery and burglary charges after police say Marcus Gross and Larry Nolan tried to attack a man in his home. Investigators say that man, Bill Jolie, shot and killed Gross in self-defense. Authorities say Edwards initially contacted Jolie about coming over to his house. She pleaded not guilty to those charges Monday, and she is expected back in court this afternoon.
We now know the name of a man killed in a crash on Interstate 75 Saturday night. The Fayette County coroner identified him as 41-year-old Christopher Sean Truesdell. They say he died from injuries suffered in the crash. Deputies in Madison County say when they arrived at the scene, Truesdell's van was fully engulfed in flames and he was still inside. Investigators tell us there were 3 people in the car that hit the van, a mother and 2 children, ages 12 and 15. And Clark County crews rushed a man to the hospital with life-threatening injuries after a crash last night. Firefighters say the man was driving down Interstate 64 in Winchester when he crashed into a tree. Emergency crews took him to UK Hospital. We're told there was also a dog in the car that suffered some serious injuries. Well, a couple hoping to buy a phone Sunday afternoon ended up with more than they bargained for.
Lexington police say a man and a woman met up with 2 women at a motel on Versailles Road. The women were supposed to sell the couple a phone that they had posted about on social media. But police say the sellers tried to rob the couple and fired shots at them. WKYT's Jordan Valines talked to police who have a word of warning in this Crime Tracker report.
Nowadays, many folks turn to Craigslist and even local Facebook yard sale pages to find deals on an array of items. But on Sunday, one couple learned that buying goods from strangers.
That was the agreement, was to purchase a cell phone, and again, it went bad from there.
Can be dangerous.
These types of robberies unfortunately happen pretty often. Lots of times it does involve a cell phone or an advertisement to buy a cell phone.
The latest incident happened around 2 Sunday afternoon when a couple drove in from out of town to the Days Motel on Versailles Road. That's where they had arranged to buy a cell phone from an alleged seller.
At that time, the suspects in the case brandished a handgun, demanded money, and then fired shots at the 2 victims when they tried to leave.
Even though a parking lot may seem like a public enough place to make this type of transaction, police say that you should actually go one step further by making it inside somewhere, especially a place with surveillance cameras, like a grocery store, even the police station.
Thankfully, no one was injured in Sunday's close call, but the criminals are still on the loose. And now police are hoping to catch them before they pull a similar stunt. In Lexington, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
And one of the women is about 6 feet tall, last seen wearing a red hoodie and pink tennis shoes, and the other around 5 feet tall, wearing a gray sweatshirt. Lexington police are trying to track down a man who they say robbed a Subway restaurant. Police tell us around 11 o'clock Sunday morning, a masked man walked into the Subway on Waller Avenue, said he had a weapon, and demanded cash. Police describe him as a 20-year-old black man weighing around 150 pounds and wearing a black sweatshirt, black pants, and black shoes at the time. This is at least the 3rd time within the last year that that particular store has been robbed.